Hi, my name's Connor and I'm a teacher here at Progress Schools, Hamilton Square. Now, in terms of what we teach our students at Hamilton Square, we go down that mainstream route of GCSE qualifications in English, Maths and Science. We believe this is very important because not only do we get a lot of academic students coming through the door at Hamilton Square, but also it gives students that opportunity to have that high quality of education in those three core subjects. And if you look at when they move on next couple of years into sort of sixth form, into college, apprenticeships and working life, a lot of those places do expect you to have qualifications in those core subjects. So we believe that it's only fair to provide the students with this opportunity. For those students who think they might not be capable of doing that, we do offer functional skills in English and Maths, which again gives students those qualifications in those core subjects to go on to that next stage in life. Again, similar to mainstream schools, we have mainstream curriculum for physical education, and this is to make sure that students are within that guideline of recommended physical activity per week, and we mix that nicely with a BTEC sport qualification as well. So this gives students an insight into how to plan and coach and teach a lesson in PE, but also gives them that understanding of what's actually happening in their bodies when they're taking part in physical activity and what benefits does that have on them, not only physically but mentally. Differently to mainstream, we've introduced this year in our curriculum what we call our My subjects. So for example, we've got My Wellbeing, My Safety, My Future and My Relationships. We take a look at students personally and how they can improve themselves, how they can stay safe, but most importantly, how they can improve their mental well-being. And the aim of these subjects is to also instill them with those core values to move on to their next stage in life, whether that is work in college or sixth form. We want them to have those values to go and excel in those areas. Again, with our enrichment lessons, we look at a more international side of things. So recently we've been looking at International Day of Peace, International Day of Charity and International Day of Languages. Now, our students are in their own little bubble and very sheltered from what's going on sort of around the world, and we found that with a lot of students we've got. So to give them this sort of perspective of what's going on in other places not only educates them but it intrigues them as well, and a lot of our students have talked about going travelling once they've completed education as well. And I think we mix that nicely with our current affairs lessons first thing in the morning. So we allow students to read news articles, read what's going on around the world, and it's creating that sort of empathy for what's going on in other countries as well. And again, that's instilling a core value into them that they can take on into later life. A subject we've introduced this year with the new curriculum as well, which has gone amazingly, is what we call enterprise. Now this is looking at sort of the business and finance side of the world, and this has been brilliant for students as they've been first half term sort of looking at budgeting and how that might look. Firstly, we've done it for a theme park, and then students are now looking at how that would look when they're an adult and what sort of stuff they'd have to pay out and how they'd budget things. And it's given them that realistic view of how they will work with money as they get older. And it's something the students have turned around and said, I've always wanted to learn about how I can control finances, how I pay stuff off, how I'm going to be using money in the future. And I think this has just been brilliant for our students, again, instilling them with good values, but also educating them on what life is like after education. Again, we provide interventions in numeracy and with reading as well. And again, this is sort of cross-curricular, so we do these interventions to bring their reading and numeracy levels up so that it benefits their main subjects within the school as well. We promote reading within every lesson, but it's nice to have that sort of time where students can really develop on their reading and numeracy skills.